All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kahakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, respect to you, brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to you believers out there. All right, the Akim wa Akwatim. So as you can see, I have this video queued up from the New World Order. All right. Page. I just got kind of hip to it the other night. And you see the title, WEF 2023 Neurotechnology Ready for Brain Transparency. All right. As soon as you see the video, scripture's supposed to be coming to mind. I'm going to just start out with it. All right. So when you go to Revelation 13, verse 16, it says what? And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark, okay, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, so that mark in the forehead, and we already know Elon Musk have been going into the BCs. All right, that's what I'm gonna call them, the BCs. You know what that stands for. All right, and then because you got people teaching that the mark is not the C to the H to the I to the P, but it is. If you look at what's going on around in current news, you see what it's gearing towards. All right, it's gearing towards an actual something, a physical, not a philosophy. Is not sin. No, that don't make sense because we all have sin. So how can sin be the mark? That means everybody took the mark. All right, you got a 13-year-old riding around here right now. He got the mark. It don't make sense because you can't actually buy or sell. It says what? That no man might buy or sell. Okay. You go to Kroger's, you go to the grocery store, you can't, it don't make sense. All right. Point blank, period. It's a real mark. We brothers that went into it 1,000 times over what the mark mean. It mean charisma. Even that guy Aaron Russo said that one of the Rockefellers he was close with said they want everybody seed up. All right. They wanted everybody seed up. It ain't had nothing to do with no sin or none of that. All right. So I just wanted to start off with that scripture because this is going into the BC, them BCs, see, B for this word and the C for the other word. All right. And one thing about Esau is slick. All right. Esau use words and come off as this nice person and use certain words to draw you in and make you feel comfortable. Meanwhile, the whole time. Matter of fact, let me get it. Let me just get it because I had this scripture on deck, but let me just get it. Start it out. But mainly, what I want to be doing is I want us to be viewing this video. All right, because I want you to get the information that's in the video. I got some scriptures on deck too as well, but I want you to get this information. Psalms 55 and 21. It says what? The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. All right. See, smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Right. So meanwhile, while they're, having a conference on this, all right, and you're going to see how smooth because this is a lady that's really going to be doing a presentation. You're going to see how she's going to be talking and certain things she's going to say. And you're going to be like, wait a minute, if you catch it. But the underlying tone for real is what? War is in his heart. His words were softer than oil. Okay, yet were they drawn swords. All right. And this is parabolic. It's literal as well. I mean, but it's parabolic as well because the scriptures is manifold. All right. But this is what you're gonna see in this presentation. If you paying attention, all right. So now let me just play the video. And again, I just want y'all brothers and sisters to get this information, so I'm gonna just let it play for a while.
Hello, everybody. I'm Nicholas Thompson. I'm the CEO of The Atlantic, and I will be your moderator today. We are going to have an incredible session. Star of the show is Nita Farahani. She is a futurist and legal ethicist at Duke, and she's so smart and so interesting. You're going to learn a ton. This is how it's going to work. We're going to watch a short video. She's going to come on stage and talk, and then we're going to do a little Q&A, questions from the audience, and that'll be a wrap, and you'll leave enlightened and excited. So first off, a video. It's going to make you see the future and understand a wonderful future where we can use brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive, and find love. Let's roll.
You're in the zone. Even you can't believe how productive you've been. Your memo is finished, your inbox is under control, and you're feeling sharper than you have in a decade. Sensing your joy, your playlist shifts to your favorite song, sending chills up your spine as the music begins to play. You glance at the program running in the background on your computer screen and notice a now familiar sight that appears whenever you're overloaded with pleasure. Your theta brainwave activity decreasing in the temporal regions of your brain. You mentally move the cursor to the left and scroll through your brain data over the past few hours. You can see your stress levels rising as the deadline to finish your memo approached, causing a peak in your beta brainwave activity right before an alert popped up, telling you to take a brain break. But what's that unusual change in your brain activity when you're asleep? It started earlier in the month. You send a text message to your doctor with a mental swipe of your cursor. Could you take a quick look at my brain data? Anything to worry about? Your mind starts to wander to the new colleague on your team, whom you know you shouldn't be daydreaming about, given the policy against intra-office romance. But you can't help fantasizing just a little. But then you start to worry that your boss will notice your amorous feelings.
See? And this is part of the plan, man. Why you might have had a thought, that's real. But your boss can actually check your brainwaves. That's crazy, man. All right.
When she checks your brain activity and shift your attention back to the present. You breathe a sigh of relief when the email she sends you later that day congratulates you on your brain metrics from the past quarter, which have earned you another performance bonus. You head home.
And again, I mean, you brothers and sisters gonna figure it out through this presentation. But this is those smooth words. Okay, congratulations on your brain metrics. But this is all part of control. All right. Esau have a God complex. All right. He want to be as the most high. All right. Controlling, knowing all things. Just like who? The most high. All right.
Home, jamming to the music, with your work-issued brain-sensing earbuds still in. When you arrive at work the next day, a somber cloud has fallen over the office. Along with emails, text messages, and GPS location data, the government has subpoenaed employees' brainwave data from the past year.
See, for the past, and that's why I got this Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. See, they've been monitoring you the whole time, telling you, oh, it's for the safety, it's for the betterment of the company. Congratulations on your brain metrics. But then you come in one day and those swords are going to be drawn. All right. That's what's going to happen when Salakia. That's what's going to happen, when you're under this type of draconian system, this draconian law. All right. This is what Esau is gearing up for, man. All right.
A cloud has fallen over the office. Along with emails, text messages, and GPS location data, the government has subpoenaed employees' brainwave data from the past year. They have compelling evidence that one of your coworkers has committed massive wire fraud. Now, they're looking for his co-conspirators. You discover they are looking for synchronized brain activity between your coworker and the people he has been working with. While you know you're innocent of any crime, you've been secretly working with him on a new startup venture. Shaking, you remove your earbuds.
Battle for your brain. Read it.
You've been secretly working with him on a new startup venture. Shaking, you remove your earbuds.
See, the battle for your brain, man. All right. This been going on, the battle for your brain. All right. But as you see in that short video, this is what, this is the future, according to Esau Edom. All right. Now listen to this.
What do you think? Is it a future you're ready for? You may be surprised to learn that it's a future that has already arrived. Everything in that video.
And that's true because we already are being monitored. All right. You got computers, phones, things of that nature. We've been getting monitored, but they're just stepping it up. Okay. Monitoring your brain patterns and frequencies where your boss right now, they can't do that. But hey, when they usher this in, all right, you thinking about, you see a girl, she come in, she attractive, and your boss is looking at you like I could read your thoughts, man. All right. Focus back on the job.
Video that you just saw is based on technology that is already here today.
It's nothing but something that's going to be oppressive. All right. Again, when you're dealing with Esau, what? His mouth, his words is smoother than butter. But see, what? War is in his heart. It's never for the better. It's never for your betterment, for real. His words are what? Softer than oil. But guess what? Around that corner is them drawn swords. Okay? Whenever you're dealing with Esau.
Artificial intelligence has enabled advances in decoding brain activity in ways that we never before thought possible. You've heard a lot about AI over the past few years. Here at Davos, it's been the talk of the hour. But I want to talk about it in a different way, which is the ability to decode brainwave activity. After all, what you think, what you feel, it's all just data. Data that in large patterns can be decoded using artificial intelligence.
You see? And
Consider
again,
this.
you see how she's presenting it. And that's, again, it goes Psalms 51. All right. Smoother than butter. But see, let me bring this scripture out right here. All right. When you go to what's that, 2 Corinthians 2. All right, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Us brothers and sisters in the know, we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, we understand that where they're going with this is nothing but oppression. All right, it might be presented in a, because she's going to present some things that, the average person might be like, yeah, that's cool. When she said, is you ready for it? It was a mixed crowd. You could hear the people, no. But because people understand this is ultimately going to turn oppressive. They don't want their thoughts to be on the front street because you never know what a person really thinking. But again, when you're dealing with Esau, it might start off nice and fluffy, but ultimately you see in the video where now they then confiscated all your thoughts and brain patterns for the last year. And ain't no telling what was going on in your mind for the last year. See what I'm saying? So let's go back to it.
The average person thinks thousands of thoughts each day. As a thought takes form, like a math calculation, you're happy, you're tired, you're hungry, you're elated. Neurons are firing in your brain, emitting tiny electrical discharges. As a particular thought takes form, hundreds of thousands of neurons fire in characteristic patterns that can be decoded with EEG, or electroencephalography, and AI-powered devices. In fact, what you're seeing here is my brain activity while I'm wearing a simple device like the one on the right. We're not talking about implanted devices of the future. I'm talking about wearable devices that are like Fitbits for your brain. It used to be that there was very little we could tell from EEG activity. But already, using consumer wearable devices, these are headbands, hats that have sensors that can pick up your brainwave activity, earbuds, headphones, tiny tattoos that you can wear behind your ear. We can pick up emotional states like, are you happy or sad or angry? We can pick up and decode faces that you're seeing in your mind. Simple shapes, numbers, your PIN number to your bank account. It's not just your brain activity here that we can pick up. We can also pick up your brain activity in different places, like as your neurons fire from your brain down your arm and send signals to your hand to tell you how to type, move. All of that can be decoded through electromyography. And that's what you're seeing here is a device now in the form of a simple wearable watch that can pick up that activity. And one of the pivotal acquisitions of the field, Meta acquired this company, Control Labs, in 2019, because major tech companies are investing in helping to make these devices universally applicable as the way in which we interact with the rest of our technology. In fact, the coming future, and I mean near-term future, is these devices being the primary way in which we interact with all of the rest of our technology. Rather than a mouse or a keyboard, you can simply swipe with your mind, move your hand more seamlessly when you're in VR or AR, use your brain as the way in which you interact with all of the rest of your technology, which is an exciting and promising future, but also a potentially scary one.
And you see, this is what they're going to present. And that's why when you go to, in fact, let's go back to Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right. And I am going to start at verse 11. All right. And it says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, see, and he spake as a dragon. All right. That's when Esau showed his true horns. And that's really going into America. All right. And those two horns is, you have the Democrats and Republicans in the ancient Roman Empire. You had the plebeians and the patricians. Okay. Speaking as that dragon, what is that? That Roman Empire, man. All right. But we know America is what? Rome, the Roman Empire 2.0, the revised one, verse 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him. See? All right. Going into that, that ancient Roman Empire with what? That same draconian law system. Okay. Because you're going to hear her say something. Yeah, you're gonna hear her say something real quick that caught my attention. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Right, the Roman Empire, because basically that's how America is built, like ancient Rome as well. You could throw Greece in there too, but really the system have a senate, things of that nature, like ancient Rome. Okay, verse 13, and he doeth great wonders so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. That's really going into like, the bombs, okay, like of Nagasaki, Hiroshima. You had Yugoslavia. All right, verse 14, and really the point, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. See? And those miracles is going into what? The technology. All right. What she's explaining right here. Okay. Those are those miracles, man. Okay. Which, he had to do in the sight of the beast, man. This is the miracle, the technology, as well as the military might. Okay. Because Esau got a hell of a military. Okay. And it says, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword, which had the wound by a sword and did live. All right. And we know that ancient Rome Okay, they went down for a time, all right, which was called what? The Dark Ages, when Jake ruled, when the Israelites ruled, really. All right. But the image is what? The system, okay? The religion, the political, the medical, the bread and circus, all right, the school system, all right, just basically being one with society, with this society, man. That's that image, okay? But it had the means of those miracles to what? Deceive them, all right? Because if you not, in the scriptures and you just ingratiated with this society, man, they're gonna have you hook, line, and sink. Now, some people in their spirit, they know it sound crazy, but a lot of people don't. Okay, some people are like, "Oh, that's nice. I love technology. It's convenient. It's da da da." They're gonna have all type of presentations. That's why she's saying, "Oh, we already use it. You can put on your watch, and you know." So this is what they're gearing up for.
A transformative one that will change the way that we interact with other people.
Oh, I don't even have to use a mouse. I can just do it with my brain. See?
Even how we understand ourselves. Let's take a look.
Because it opens up new and dynamic forms of control. This is where some of our core technologies like EMG come into play.
Neural interfaces, when they work right, and we still have a lot of work to go here, feel like magic.
So if you send a control to your muscle saying, I want to move my finger, it starts in your brain, it goes down your spine through motor neurons, and this is an electrical signal. So we should be able to grab that electrical signal on the muscle and say, oh, okay, the user wants to move the finger.
What is it like to feel like pushing a button without actually pushing it? That could be as simple as, hey, I just want to move this cursor up or move it left. Well, normally I would do that by actually moving, but here you're able to move that cursor left. And it's because you and a machine agreed which neurons mean left and which neurons mean right. You're in this constant conversation with the machine.
This new form of control, it requires us to build an interface that adapts to you and your environment.
It's an exciting future, a seamless future.
It's an exciting future, a seamless future. Again, and deceiveth them that dwell on earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Going into that technology, man. Okay, this is what's going on. This is exactly what's going on right here. All right.
Future that has already arrived in many contexts throughout the world, and especially in workplaces.
And I'm just speaking as a man, but you got the BCs, all right, from Elon Musk. Now, this can be the beginning. Oh, I wear a hat, I wear a wristband. Then ultimately they could just be like, just go ahead and implant it in you. And you don't have to worry about wearing a device. You just wake up and boom. Again, that's why I opened up with that I opened up with the Revelation 13, but that's why I got the Psalms 55, all right? Words smoother than butter, all right? Softer than oil. This is Esau, right? I don't know if she an Edomite, but she's in the system. She's down with it, okay?
So it turns out that one of the most compelling early applications of this technology is to be able to decode at least some simple, effective states of individuals that can potentially improve their well-being, potentially improve productivity, but certainly transform what our lives look like in the workplace and in our everyday activities. While we can't literally decode complex thought just yet, there's a lot that we can already decode that's quite relevant for the work.
Notice she said we can't. Let me get that back.
Lives look like in the workplace and in our everyday activities. While we can't literally decode complex thought just yet.
See, that's Esau God complex. He wants to be the Most High. He wants to be Yahweh. All right. He wants to have full control of everything, know all your thoughts and things of that nature. Okay.
There's a lot that we can already decode that's quite relevant for the workplace environment. Consider the fact.
So now here's the presentation. Here are these smoother than butter words. These words that smoother than butter. These words that soften the oil. A safer, in parentheses, okay, workplace. This is one way of presenting it to us, okay?
That right now, many workplaces have individuals who have to be awake and alert at all times in order to do their jobs well. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Take this example where this trucker decided to take a 20-hour shot for a 1,500-mile ride, well exceeding the amount of time that any trucker, long-haul trucker, is supposed to drive. His employer didn't discover his choices until the fatal accident that was disastrous for the company and cost many lives. But he could have known much sooner. He could have detected whether or not the trucker was entering into the earliest stages of microsleep, starting to go from being alert to tired well before it occurred. And he could have done so through a simple hat, a simple wearable hat that has embedded electrode sensors that would pick up brainwave activity and give a score between 1 to 5.
You see, and this is how it starts before they say, you might as well just get a BC. You don't have to wear the hat no more. I know you're tired of wearing the hat. Just get the BC and we'll automatically be able to trace, what's going on with you if you're tired and rate you from a 1 to 5. All right? That's how Esau do it. Gradualism. That's the word I want to use. Gradualism. That's the thing that Esau used when he want to get. He already had the end, but he know it might be too out there. So what he do is use gradualism. All right.
To help the employer and the employee know what stage of alertness the person was experiencing and whether or not they were starting to fall asleep. Now you might think, okay, we have driver assist technology in cars already. Why do we need this? It's because this happens much sooner, much more accurately, and it gives you the real-time information that you need in order to make choices to intervene before a person is perilously exhausted. And we as a society should want that. We should want a technology that enables us to be safer, to all be able to exist in an environment where commercial drivers or individuals who need to be wide awake are wide awake when they're supposed to be. Because when they're not, the consequences are disastrous. While plane crashes are much less frequent than other forms of accidents, at least 16 plane crashes in the past decade have been attributed to pilot fatigue. Which is probably why in more than 5,000 companies across the world, employees are already having their brainwave activity monitored to test for their fatigue levels. Whether it's the Beijing-Shanghai line, where train conductors are required to wear hats that have sensors that pick up their brain activity, or mining companies throughout the world, employees are already having their brain activity monitored, and it very well may be something that we want to embrace as a society.
You see, and she said they're already doing it. Now, when you go to 2 Thessalonians, all right, 2nd chapter, okay, what do it say? Starting at verse 7, it says, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed." All right. He saw Edom. He's getting revealed. How? With this what? With these scriptures. All right, brothers, is revealing him day and night. Hour, every second, every minute. All right, he getting revealed. No, you not the white man. You the Edomite. All right. We know you the devil that the Bible speak about. All right. And then shall that wicked be revealed, from whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Right. With these scriptures. All right. Until he physically come and destroy Esau, Edom as well. Our Lord Yahweh Shah is going to do that as well. He's going to redeem us. All right. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. All right. Because he's coming to redeem the elect of Israel. Even him whose coming is after the work of Satan. See? All right. Then we just get Revelation 13. All right. Where it says those miracles. All right. That he was able to do in the sight of the beast. All right. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, man. And with deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. See? And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Now, I want to get this in the NLT because I was reading it earlier in the NLT. All right, let me do something real fast. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but it's all good. Bear with me 1 second. Yep. So now, going back, okay, in the NLT, did it go through? No, I don't think it went through. Oh yeah, it do. Oh yeah, it did. All right, so I started at verse 7. All right, but we just gonna get straight to the point. It says, "This man, okay, then the man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahushua will kill him with the breath of his mouth." Yup, these scriptures, and destroy him by the splendor of his coming. See, physically. All right, and that's Revelation, I believe, 1, where he says he's gonna come and all eyes should see him. Okay, this man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. See, because you got Esau and his pseudoscience. All right, GMO foods. All right, artificial technology. Some artificial mean is not real. Okay, he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those in their way to destruction. What did she say? You already got people that's getting their brain monitored. You already got people that's got the Quran, the MOTB, man. There's people that's walking around and they can just do this, whoop, and open the door. See, this is what this is going into. The scriptures is undefeated. This book is the scriptures. You can't say, "Oh, that was in the Bible days." No, the Bible days is right now. It's forever. All right. What did it say? Declaring the end from the beginning. This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. Right. He's a counterfeit. Low key, getting everything from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He not, Esau not doing nothing on his own accord. All right. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction because they refuse to love and accept the truth that will save them. So the Most High will cause them to be greatly deceived, okay, and they will believe lies, right? Like a lie that this is going to be better for you. Like a lie, that this is going to make a better future. They don't understand that this is going to turn into oppression, okay? They don't understand that, it's going to be gradualism, okay? And Esau going to come down with that draconian law, and it's going to be mandatory. It ain't going to be no more asking, because in a minute, she going to watch this.
You might be shuddering, right? That was certainly my first reaction when I discovered that we are tracking brainwave activity in the workplace and that we can do it at all. But I believe we need to have a much more nuanced conversation about it.
Let me shudder. I heard Apostle Tahar say that Esau power is in his words. So let's look up. Let's see if we get something on Shudder. I don't know if that was the name of something. Shudder. It says of a person tremble convulsively, typically as a result of fear or revulsion. See, this is what shudder means. And she said, "I know you shuddered." All right. Like, trembling with that fear. Okay. See? That's why the apostles at GMS, they stress looking up our words. Okay.
Because I think done well, neurotechnology has extraordinary promise. Done poorly, it could become the most oppressive technology we've ever introduced in a wide scale across society.
You see, it done poorly, and that's what it's going. It's not that, they're not going to have, things that worked out where it don't work well. That's going into working poorly. It just means that the whole thing is just going to be oppressive because people are going to feel like, wow, I can't even think what I want to think without, I get a point taken away on my job because, my mind kind of drifted. And sometimes that's human nature for your mind to drift. All right. But, again, Esau, he's going to, them words going to come out smooth. Even in Revelation 13, it said what? He had two horns like a lamb, and we know a lamb is a very, docile creature. But what? He spake as a dragon. All right. That's eventually. First, the words come out smoother than butter. All right, but then next thing, or the words be softer than oil, but them swords be drawn. Then he starts speaking like a dragon, man. He show you his true colors. All right.
We still have the chance to make it right. All right, well, does the same analysis hold true if instead of trying to monitor whether a person is falling asleep or awake, we decide that we want to monitor their attention levels to see whether or not they're paying attention and being productive?
You see?
I would argue maybe not. How many of you wear something like an Apple Watch? Fitbit, smart device? Yeah, many people. It's a many billion-dollar company. I mean, many billion-dollar industry at this point. Wearable devices, quantifiable self is just a widespread movement. Most people are very comfortable with at least some forms of human quantification. In fact, it's because
the word comfortable. That's why they present with the smart watch. You have a hat, things of that nature. They're not just gonna say, "Oh, we got the BC." You know what Elon Musk doing? Just do that, and it's way easier. See, this is how they present it. It's going to be gradualism.
Becomes so widespread that most people feel like there's not that much to worry about when it comes to doing something like monitoring your heart rate.
See?
But it turns out that that kind of technology in the
Now, I want you brothers and sisters to pay attention to what she's about to say right now.
Workplace, particularly when it's used to monitor productivity of employees, where they're moving throughout the factory floor, whether or not they're taking breaks or unscheduled breaks, is the kind of thing that employees resist, unionize against, rise up against, and undermines morale. What we've seen consistently is companies from Amazon to Tesco to Walmart and others have introduced what is considered to be bossware or surveillance technology that employees really don't like it, even if it makes their lives better. Okay, well, if you don't like your job, just quit. But what if there's nowhere to go?
Look, you see? You see? You see, Esau? He had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. But first, see what was going on? His words were softer than oil, yet were there drawn swords. See, smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. So now, if you don't like your job, all right, quit. But what if there's nowhere to go? See, and this is where you get into, all right, that what? To receive a mark in the right hand or their foreheads. See? And that no man might buy or sell, say he had the mark. Now, so if you don't got it, if you not down with this, if it ain't nowhere to go, you ain't gonna be able to work, which means you ain't gonna be able to eat. See? This is what I'm saying. Let's run that back. Because they already know people is gonna revolt and be like, nah, but
and others have introduced what is considered to be bossware or surveillance technology that employees really don't like it, even if it makes their lives better. Okay, well, if you don't like your job, just quit. But what if there's nowhere to go? What if everywhere has ubiquitous monitoring?
Ubiquitous. That's another word. Let's look that up. Let's look up that word ubiquitous. Some of you brothers and sisters might know what it means, but others might not. For edification's sake, present, appearing, or found everywhere. His ubiquitous influence was felt by all the family, see, everywhere. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nowhere to go, like she said. This is what we're gonna be dealing with, okay?
In fact, during the pandemic, what we found was that 80% of companies admitted that they
Let me go to the description. All right. Psalm 64:1. All right. Prayer for deliverance from secret enemies. See? All right. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Lord, O power. In my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. All right. Because ultimately, this started out as a secret counsel. All right. And they got more secret counsels, but then ultimately it's going to be brought out to the public. All right. It's going to come to the light from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. See, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Okay. Like she said, you don't like your job, quit. But what if there's nowhere to go? Okay. Let's jump down to verse 5. What do it say? They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of lying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and their heart is deep. Right. This Esau Edom. He always searching out things, doing diligent searches. All right. This is typical Edomite fashion, man. But I just, and I'm finna close out with that because that's pretty much the point that I want to get. You see, if you want to watch the rest of this video, you see the title, you see where it's from, the page. All right, Lord willing, I'll link it in the description so you can just click the link. But I just was like, man, that stood out to me. Okay.
is considered to be bossware or surveillance technology that employees really don't like it, even if it makes their lives better.
And she's telling you it's making your life better. All right. Who how you know that? Again, when I went to Revelation 13:12, it says what? And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. Right, that Roman draconian law system. That's why I got that. All right. See? This man, the scriptures, man, is undefeated, man. Okay. Let's hear his last.
Okay, well, if you don't like your job, just quit.
Oh, speaking as that dragon.
But what if there's nowhere to go? What if everywhere has ubiquitous monitoring?
Matter of fact, hold on. I got one more scripture. What do it say? Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. See? Let's get that in the NLT real fast. All right. It says, what sorrows await the unjust judges and those who issue unfair laws. Right. Unfair laws. What if there's nowhere to go? They deprive the poor of justice and deny the rights of the needy among my people. See, and who is the Lord's people? The Israelites. All right. They prey on widows and take advantage of orphans. What will you do when I punish you? When I send disaster upon you from a distant land? To whom will you turn for help? Where will your treasures be safe? Right. And Esau is going to be nowhere for him to go. Even if he got them underground bunkers, guess what? Eventually, you're going to be brought out of them bunkers. All right. And there's nowhere to run from the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. There's nowhere Esau can go. You can go to space, you can go to the moon, you can go to Jupiter, wherever you think you going, you still gonna catch that judgment. All right.
In fact, during the pandemic, what we found was that 80% of companies admitted that they use at least some forms of so-called bossware technology to monitor the productivity of their employees. Whether it's a white-collar employee monitoring what's on their screen, or in any other context, surveillance is part of our everyday lives. Surveillance for productivity is part of what has become the norm in the workplace.
Right. So, employees admit that they waste the least, and this is going to, yeah, if you want to continue watching this video, because this is pretty much the point. Again, we all under surveillance. You know, all these phones and computers and things of that nature, tablets. But this is just, I believe, in my opinion, taking it up to the next level. All right. A part of going into the MB, as you see, Revelation 13:16, it says the mark not only will be in the hand, but what? The forehead. Okay. And again, Esau have a God complex. Okay. So Lord willing, this was edifying to the next lesson. Shalom.